Hi, this is Erin with Jupiter Theory Agency as well as Theory Media Group, and you are watching or listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
I think the most important question that I have for you, what do you have against like Mercury or Saturn or like why Jupiter? Like what is it? What is it? I think
Yeah.
like Mars would have been cool too, you know?
I get asked this question all the time. Since I came up with this company name 20 years ago, Lord knows
Hmm.
why, honestly, we even picked it. But I
Is
think
this year the 20-year
um,
anniversary for you?
this is 20 years. 20 years.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you. Not 20 years of me being in it the whole time, but 20 years of its existence
Yeah,
on and
yeah,
off.
totally,
So,
totally.
anniversary year. But Jupiter, okay, so there is this Jupiter theory that Jupiter, it's like if you've ever heard Batman say like jumping Jupiter or like
Okay.
there's an actual very scientific nerd thing about Jupiter and that it actually stopped dead in its tracks and reversed and went into a different direction in the
Hmm.
universe.
Okay.
So, over the years, I've kind of gravitated more to that and explaining to people about space and like, hey, it's okay to change, switch gears and like go in different directions and,
Yeah.
just totally change up what you're doing because we have that capability. We have the ability to be whoever we want to be, do whatever we want to do at any given moment. And sometimes we have to um, just switch gears. So that's why I named it Jupiter theory, because it is actually a theory.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how did this get started? Like when did this first start or you like being involved in it and wanting to be involved in it? Like what's the story of you coming onto this?
Yeah, absolutely. So 20 years ago, back in 2006, very MySpace, very East Coast at that time. Um, ex relationship and myself started this company. Both of us had previously toured as tour managers. We had experience putting on shows and kind of just had a very strong online following at that time on MySpace us independently before we were ever together. And then we decided to just like, take a swing at it and
Mhm.
really like in Philadelphia, which was a very tough time, going up against some people that are still around to this day, definitely killing it in the scene. But we were like, we're going to put on our own shows, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, all while on tour separately, right? Imagine
Mhm.
doing this back in 2006, TMing, being on the road. One person would
Yeah.
stay home, the other person would go, and that's how it all started.
Yeah.
We did it for a couple years, but to be honest with you, a little baby came along, and it was time to go out into the big old world and get a real
Yeah.
job at that time.
Yeah,
Um,
well, cool. My first child, I'm expecting the due date is December 19th, so
oh,
I'm
how
very
exciting.
excited. I'm very excited. Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank
Do,
you.
uh, do you know the gender?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Awesome.
Which
My
I am
first was
I'm
a
over
girl.
the moon about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My first was a girl as well. And let me tell you, she has the same music taste because she was listening to it in my belly the whole time while we were doing these shows.
I was
So,
just playing her Slaughter to Prevail a couple days ago, so I get it. I get
okay.
it.
That's cool. I'm sure she loves it.
You know what? She's starting to kick a little bit now. I can't feel it yet, but
Mhm.
I think she's rocking out when she hears that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, little
Yeah.
story. I was at Alexis on Fire at Theater of Living Arts in Philly, uh,
Are
down
you? I'm,
south.
I'm so sorry. Are you in Philly right now?
No, I'm in
No.
Southern
Okay.
California.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay. Okay.
at that time, little baby was in the belly rocking out to Alexis on Fire at the Theater of Living Arts. So, yeah, I knew she was enjoying herself as much as I was.
Yeah. When I got my first cat, he I used to take him back and forth to work with me. It was a very like pet friendly office, so I just brought my cat in every day.
Cool.
And we would drive to work and back from work, but every time I would be playing Linkin Park. When he would come with me, I would play Linkin Park because he would like make certain like movements and act differently when they were on. It was weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
I
I
would love
wasn't
to get in the psychology of that.
I know. I know. It's really weird. Like there was
Yeah.
one song he loved a lot, but I think just hearing the band, something about them did something to him.
Interesting.
It
Well,
really is.
Chester,
And
is a
all
very
you gotta do is hear that voice and
influential.
you're yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
you just gotta look at him. He's right there. He's right
Oh,
there.
I love it.
Were you in LA when they did that Hollywood Bowl show?
What year was that?
That was
Remember?
so 2017.
No, I was still on the East Coast,
Oh,
actually, in Philly. Yeah, no, I've been back and forth like 4 times, to be totally honest with you. I am a complete nomad, in
okay.
that way, but something always brings me back here, and I've been out here almost 10 years now, so it coming up on it.
How are you enjoying it out there in the crazy world of LA?
It is crazy, that's for sure. There are definitely things I love. There are definitely things
Yeah.
I miss. I think I haven't been back home since. And I will say that because I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up 15 minutes outside of Manhattan. I
Okay.
definitely miss it a lot in some regards, but I'm sure if I was living there, I'd be missing it here. So
Mm.
we'll just,
Yeah,
travel back and forth. Hmm.
absolutely. I lived in LA for 10 years, primarily in Burbank.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, it got a little too hot out there in Burbank though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm at the I'm at the top of Orange County. So I'm really just like a half hour outside of LA.
Okay.
So it's not that bad. I mean, it could be way worse. It could be Arizona for sure.
That's so funny you say that. I'm moving to
It is.
Arizona next month.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness. I am not
Major
looking forward
everything's
to I'm not looking forward to that heat.
yeah.
As long as we have a good AC, I'm good. I'm good. I just won't go outside. That's it. I'll just interview people all day long.
There you go. We'll definitely we'll hook you up with a whole calendar worth of
Yeah.
people, right? Yeah.
Well, Aaron, tell me just more about your story of like who you are and how you even like got wrapped up, not wrapped, how you got started in doing this and wanting to like, what's your kind of backstory with music and what it means to you?
Oh gosh. Okay. So, well, I think I've always been a music person my whole life. My dad was a DJ, believe it or not.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, that's how my parents met. I still have all the vinyl, all that fun stuff.
My wife's a
Uh,
DJ, and
oh,
you'll be
really?
first. Our first couple dates, I went to go watch her shows, and so there we go.
That's
That
cool. There you go. My
there we go.
dad.
We have so much in common, Aaron. And the
Yeah,
list just keeps
we do.
growing.
We do. So my dad, Charlie Starr, was his DJ name.
Cool.
He definitely, both my parents had very unique music taste. And I think growing up around music, it was always in the house. Like, I feel very lucky to have grown up during that MTV era and being able to listen to whatever I wanted and, experience music the way that I wanted to. I didn't have like bumpers around that from my parents. So I listened to everything. Everything. Like I don't discriminate against music. Sometimes some jazz can get on my nerves, but other than that,
Who were
I'm
some of your
down.
favorites when you were growing up?
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. I think I would go anything from Alice in Chains. I'm a total sucker for that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Metallica. I think Metallica and Guns N' Roses was my first concert, believe it or not. How crazy.
If you haven't seen Metallica play in San Francisco yet, make sure that's one of your bucket list things because that's where they're from the Bay Area, and
Yeah.
whenever they play in San Francisco, it's a big thing,
Oh, I
big
bet.
thing,
Yeah.
hometown shizzle.
So, yeah. So, I mean, like, look, I could go from like Boys to Men Right, at least back in the day. I love that. I love obviously like just really anything, but I think I really leaned more towards God, I had like Madball. I know that sounds so crazy. It's like they just dropped a new album. But growing up with stuff like that and
Yeah.
like Clutch, and I could go on and like with my vast, bizarre music taste. But I think how I really got into this, and I have to thank Vanna from Boston. They let me take them on a 2-week tour through Texas. Their van broke down, and I'm really lucky to still have them as friends. And I took them in my Forerunner and put the trailer on my tow hitch, and all of us jammed in my Forerunner and went and did the rest of that tour because their tour van broke down in LA. So the
That
search
that
party
that
never
makes an
came.
that makes an interesting story.
It's a fantastic story that was correct. I'm nuts, by the way. I don't know if you know. I haven't
So
figured
am
that out
I.
by now.
So am I. You
But
just watched me crying on my Instagram. So am I.
it's okay. So they let this crazy girl they just met take them on tour, but the search party never came. The EP came out 20 years ago and they just re-released it, and I'm grateful to them because I probably wouldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for them.
That's awesome.
And honestly, another really good friend got me back into this, and I'm extremely grateful for him as well, and the bands that we work with, and we continue to find new talent and people to work with that really just want someone who's not an industry person,
Yeah.
because I'm not a true industry person. I am a music enthusiast to the max, and I could probably tell you everything about my favorite artists.
So if you had to kind of do like describe your role and what you do and kind of like how you find your bands and what kind of like just like the kind of like a little insight of just what you do with your role.
Gosh. Okay. Well, I'm the head of strategy, right? Like that I was originally like finding talent based on people that I liked listening to and then would go for fans of, and then, like figure out who I wanted to bring on. But I think now we don't have to hunt and peck anymore. People come to us,
Mhm.
and we're very blessed to have our roster that continues to grow. We always feel very like-minded with the people we work with. But for me, I'm always doing New Music Friday. Uh, for the last 10 years, I've done New Music Friday where I listen to every genre,
Hmm.
every release. I go through all the playlists. I hand select music and find things that I really love, and have found so many bands through just doing that and making these playlists. And I'm
Yeah.
always, really looking for that next talent. I mean, I'll know within the first 3 to 5 seconds of a song whether or not it's going to be a hit.
Yeah. And
So,
what's that next step after you find the talent? Like what do you
sure.
what does the agency do like with the talent and just how that operates?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we really want to know like what's working for them and what's not, right? So, how are they doing when they go to shows? Like, how many people are coming to see them? Like, how does their streams translate to their followers? I mean,
Mm.
how does it all connect? Are
Yeah,
people
stream to
coming to see?
follower ratio is a little wild right now, Aaron.
Is a little crazy, and I got to tell you, a lot of people lost a lot of monthly listeners, almost some in half. But I think that
Really?
has a lot to do. Yeah, it has a lot to do with, I think, AI accounts and things like that, or like bot
Right.
accounts getting hacked out of a lot
Yeah.
of these platforms and stuff like that. But our
Yeah.
goal is to build like truly generic, like, I mean, not generic, like organic traffic, right? Like we really want to like take the fan and make sure that they're following them everywhere.
Hmm.
Like, why wouldn't we want to do that? So we have questionnaires. We walk through everything. We want to work with people to really like bring their dreams to life. And I really take that everything from the music side of things, production, all the way through videos, your verticals, all your visualizers, like we're pulling the entire thing through.
Wow.
Your release cycle, what does that look like? How do you interact with people online? Like,
Yeah.
are you good at it? Are you not so good at it? Do you need pointers?
Yeah, all
There's
that analytical stuff is very important to watch out for and like keep track of.
yeah, yeah,
Very important.
absolutely. Look, some people are amazing at it. Other people just can't be bothered, right? Like they just really want to play. Like, hey, I just want to do music. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Can you just do this for me? Like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think I can
So social
actually.
media is a full-time job on its own.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love running 5 accounts. It's my favorite thing to do. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
of my own, by the way.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, it's just, we always try to say, like, what can we take off your plate, right? Like, what
Mhm.
keeps you making new music, producing new music, right? Keeping you in the studio or like getting you out and doing these shows, getting you into new markets. Let us take something off your plate so that it just allows you to grow, right?
Yeah.
So I think just me, I want to be able to be their built-in secretary. I have a team of people, I got a booking partner that manages almost all the tours and all of the shows and things like that. But we've got a graphics team, a creative team, new
Yeah. I
A&R
was gonna
people.
ask how big this team was to do all this.
Well, it was me, just me for like 6 to 8 months. And then
And then
now,
people started to come in and you're like, oh, I got something here.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like join my team, come
Yeah.
be a part of this
Yeah.
crazy thing with that going on, right? But I think, we're really going to make a run at this. Our goal is 30 bands in the next year. So we are going to make our headway on that. We've got some pretty big tours and our first festival coming up next weekend. So we want to
Hmm.
make sure that we're continuing to work with artists. They don't necessarily have to even sign with us, right? If they're looking for something in particular, we can do things ad hoc for them. They can come
Sure.
to us, right? Like they're lacking in a particular area. It's like, well, I'm not going to make you sign a contract, but like, let's get something going here. Let's work together. Let's do some shows. Let's knock it out of the park. Hey, you need a music video? Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
We got a team.
Full
You know,
service production company if you need it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
on top of that, we negotiate everything. We negotiate all our rates with everybody. You're going to get the best pricing. And we want to make sure that you have a good experience and you like who you're working with.
How have the bands been I'm sorry, what have the bands been like working with you guys? How was that relationship on like your
Sure.
level and the involvement in that relationship like?
Yeah, I think every band is different, right? They're like
Sure.
snowflake. Sure. I think sometimes they melt really fast and sometimes they last a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends on the temperature, if you will. So I think it really just depends. Some people come in hot and heavy, really excited, and then something happens. Life throws a curveball.
Sure.
So sometimes you have to say, hey, maybe this isn't the right time. Like, it's okay to come back at another time, or like, we'll just help you in a smaller capacity, or maybe we'll help you for a little while and you get on your feet and then you kind of do your own thing. I think that the relationships that we've built and the people that we work with, we have great relationships with who have become friends, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you're in a space where like you're connecting with people who you just get on a certain level and just like, oh, we're just cool. We're friends now. I get
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm
it.
getting lettuce diarrhea memes and
Yeah.
videos from you, like we're definitely on that level,
Oh man, you gotta love the lettuce diarrhea.
God,
So, who are some of the bands you got on your roster? Like, who are some of the bands that you guys are hyped with right now? And
yeah,
yeah, who's
sure.
on your roster?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, of course, we'll go with our first one, our OGs of the Betrayer. They are playing a bunch of shows, including our festival next weekend. Deadwood, that's actually from Montreal, Canada.
Mhm.
They are hot and heavy, always active, and I will be working with them on a 12-day European tour wrapped around a festival in June 2027. So, lots of really cool stuff coming there and new
Yeah,
music that you won't want to miss at all because we've got some really cool features. But I could probably go on and on and on. We've got two Denver bands, Levelers and Suicide Cages. Really excited about those guys.
love those guys.
Annalita, yeah, Annalita in Las Vegas. We just signed someone today for those who suffer. But again, we have tons of bands. You can see our roster on jupitertheory.com. But we even have a band, honestly, in Italy, Chromo
Nice.
6, that, yeah, we'll also hopefully go out on tour with Deadwood in June. So really excited about that.
Who was the artist that you
Yeah.
said that you said you just started working with?
I, yeah, for those who suffer. So,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
That name sounds very familiar. I know I've heard that. I know I've heard of them before.
they've been around. They were also in Arizona, so
Oh,
kind of
okay.
all over California. They've been around for a while. Maybe some different members, things like that. But the lead singer is actually my business partner. So,
Oh,
um, you
okay.
know, but we brought the band on because we're working with them so much, and it's silly for them not to take advantage of our services.
It
And
is
since we're
silly.
yeah, just don't, what are we doing? Just don't be
You
silly.
know what?
So,
Actually, I think that's how I found them because I'm moving to Arizona later next month, and I started looking up bands that are out there, and I think
okay.
I ran across them when I was looking at just bands that
Yeah.
are out there. So I
Yeah.
just found out about them. I got to get them on
Okay.
the show.
Hey, well, listen, when we talk about mental health and we talk about this scene, something we take very seriously, we
Hmm.
offer a lot of services internally. We are connected with a lot of organizations, and I know that I speak for my partner, Landon, when I say this, that our not only our mental health, our employees' mental health, but our bands come first, 100%.
Love that.
We work, yes, we work with Music Cares, which is a part of the
Mm.
Grammys.
Yeah.
We work with To Write
That's
Love on Our
awesome.
Arms.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
in May I had a full day festival with bands who I've had on the podcast, and all the proceeds went to Write Love on Her Arms.
That's I'm doing that as well with our first festival. So
Oh,
I
cool.
have been donating them to them personally for 20 something years. I mean, we
Wow.
all remember when they first came around the scene,
Yeah.
Paramore. I mean, you can,
Yeah.
everybody was wearing their shirts.
Yeah.
Um,
I worked at Hot Topic the year that they launched.
yeah,
And
it's,
I was selling those shirts to like they were like the big thing when that came out. You would see them at Warped Tour. The
right.
punk kids would want to come in and get them. Like it was fun. It was such a fun time when they came out. They did
Yeah,
so much
so
for us back then, and still do.
still do.
Yeah.
And we will be donating a percentage of proceeds from our festival to Right Love on Our Arms because it's very near and dear to my heart. Um, while I've never personally experienced it, and while it's not something that I would think about doing, I have experienced other people in circles, obviously losing people, making some decisions that were very drastic. And I think that the only thing that I could think to do is support this organization, right? And any organization that will make someone feel better, period.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean that story is exactly why I do this.
Yep.
I attempted suicide about 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago now, I think. And the first thing that I did when I got out of the hospital was listen to music. And it
Yeah.
brought me from just like in this like really crazy place for a couple days and then being home all alone by myself and not having anybody. I had my music.
Yep.
And the best way to give back is the awareness of how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think I would have ever gotten through anything that I've ever done without music. Period.
Yeah, well, my next question was going to be, so just outside of the bands that you work with and outside of the company, just on a personal Aaron level, what has music done for your life? Just like getting you through life and school and family and just, kids and I don't know if you have multiple. Do you have multiple kids?
I do. Yeah, I have
Awesome.
three.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, having like and that's wild. That's crazy. Great, but crazy in the
Yeah.
best way. In the best way, I definitely want more as well. But
Yeah.
how big of a role does music play in just your day to day life and getting you through stuff?
Gosh, it's everything. I
Everything.
don't think everything. I think we talked offline a lot about, running these marathons and
Yeah.
that kind of thing too. And whether it's cleaning the house, right? Getting ready for a family party, getting ready to get to work, get in the car. I could think of there is not a moment other than when my eyes are closed where I'm
Yeah.
probably not
Getting
listening to
in the
music.
car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of these things are connected to music.
Yeah.
I try not to dwell too much on the not so happy times, but of
Yeah.
course, I am probably the sappiest, most emo person on the planet
I
in a lot
mean,
of
you're talking to someone who's pretty close.
ways. Yeah. So
I get it.
don't dip into my playlists, boy. I gotta tell you. But I think there's like just it's everything. I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't love music the way I did. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And
seems
and
like
really,
you're.
it's not about it's about everybody else. It's about the right. We were talking about looking at everybody's faces in a crowd and how they react to a song and a moment. Like
Yeah.
that is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're referring to is we were talking about how literally right before this episode, I shot this little video in my room and just talking about my experience at the Five Finger Death Punch show last
Monster.
night. And this was the first time for like a big show that I've ever been like on like side stage or being able to see it from multiple angles. Um, but seeing but like when you're backstage and side stage, you don't really see the band, you see the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's an opportunity that not a lot of people get to do is to be able to see that. Because
Yes.
I feel like as a fan and you think about it, you're like, oh man, all these faces and how can anybody stand out and but they notice me. We're just like, no, the bands notice you.
Yeah.
They see you.
Totally.
When you're up there smiling and singing your heart out, they
Mhm.
see you. Everybody
Yeah.
sees
Totally.
you. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I had two experiences like that this year. One of them was Hellfest West. That was here in
Mm,
Orange County. I was able to be on stage, on side stage, right? Like for the whole entire thing. And I saw people I
nice.
haven't seen in 20 years there. It was the craziest experience. Bands that I haven't like even thought like sometimes about listening to, I saw again for the first time in 20 years. And then Angel Dust at 1720. Just mind blowing, honestly. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
It was. a dream come true, to be honest, would be for me.
I mean
Yeah.
that's the power of music there. You said that you're about to cry, and the video that you're referring to, I was crying on it. I think and it's an interesting thing that the older that I've gotten, the more emotional I've gotten about it.
Yeah, definitely.
But in a kind of surprisingly angry way, where I'm like, why isn't this stuff headlined enough? Why don't we see articles about these bands and how they interact with their fans and the fan stories about what these bands mean to them? And I like there's definitely stuff out there, of course, but I don't feel it's touched upon nearly as much as it should be because I think
Yeah.
I think that's the powerful stuff there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so our Theory Media Group side of the business was really started because of my slight obsession with photography and the scene and the way people dress and look and their hairstyle, their whatever, tattoos, like all of the things that make a person that attends these events, I wanted to capture.
Yeah.
You know, that raw power and emotion of that crowd and the fans was like, that's what I wanted to show. I love
Yeah.
black and white photography. We have
Cool.
some color stuff too, right? But like every picture that you see on Theory Media Group page on Instagram is like people just being themselves, the
Right.
bands being themselves, the fans, right? All of that is what makes this so awesome and unique and every
The raw
experience.
moments.
Yeah, raw, very raw.
Not nothing staged for Instagram, nothing, no photo shoots, just raw moments with the fans. And like I
Yeah.
would much rather see like a carousel from a band with like how their fans and like how they're interacting with their fans and like an awesome guitar solo shot. Like we've seen a million of
Yeah.
those, but like
Yeah.
let's or show me the more personal side of the band and the fan interaction. I think that needs to be shown more.
I agree. And I think that's why, especially with some of these shows, right? Like it's just such a younger generation. And it's so interesting to me to see all of these hairstyles coming back and the clothing and like the
Yeah.
way people look is
Yeah.
was me
Yeah.
20 years ago, right?
Yeah, me
So
too.
like, oh my God, if I bring that haircut back, it'll be the best thing ever. But
I'm gonna bring back my mohawk with like my spiked bracelets with the that also had the pyramids on them, and I'm gonna do the whole thing.
yeah, do it.
Let's bring it back.
I'm
It's already coming back. What am I talking
it's
about? It's already
been
back.
back.
It's been
I know.
back.
So funny. This is so funny, right? Like everybody's
It
like
is.
thinking about what MySpace photo am I gonna bring back of myself? And like
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah, yeah,
posting this old stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like the same person. I just
yeah.
have just longer hair. I don't know.
I have a
More
few more
tattoos.
tattoos, but that's
More
me.
tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us
Definitely.
are that way. You know, we love music, which just means we love what we love, and we will love what we loved 20 years ago just as much as we will love something today just as much as we did 20 years ago, if not even more. Because now
Yeah.
it brings this whole nostalgic feeling of the 90s or the the 80s, late 80s, and it's just like
Mm,
it takes you back there. And so I
yes.
think
So yeah,
I think it means more to me now than it ever has.
I agree with you. I am a complete nostalgia maniac. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I think shows that bring a lot of this stuff back, right? Lately, because they're going back into the 80s and the 90s and they bring this back, and this is how people are capturing all of this stuff now. Um, I really feel very lucky and blessed that that is how I grew up.
Me too.
That is just, it's bar none. Like,
I was actually just telling my wife the other day. I was like, how awesome is it that we were born 1990, so we got to experience like the tail end of it at least a little bit, or like I don't know, 2000, early 2000s. Don't get me started on all this here. We'll go forever.
we could,
Ugh.
we could.
such an
But
amazing time.
I will not age myself, my friend, because I've lived it all. And I think, the cool part is that being able to like identify with it, but also really understand the trends that are coming
Yeah.
back now
Yeah.
and like seeing what people want. It's like very easy for us to give it to you
Yeah.
because we love it,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We
um,
try to change it because we thought you guys didn't like it. Well,
yeah,
let's go
right.
back to
Or
doing
of
us then.
course. Yeah, totally.
One thing you said earlier that I wanted to touch on more a little bit about is you said that mental health is the top priority for your bands. And I kind of just wanted to know what you mean by that. Like what what levels do you do? Like do you like keep like how are you guys doing? Like mental check-ins, like kind of like when you say that's the top priority, like kind of what do you mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we kind of talk about it right from the beginning, right? Right when they onboard. So we need to know not only is everybody in the band ready for something like this? Are they ready to move forward? Are they really ready to make a run at this? Because I can tell you from my experience that people think they're ready and then they get into it and they have to start to make life changes and then they decide maybe that this is not for them.
Hmm.
That commitment level changes drastically from doing something for fun versus doing it as a business. And I think that we have to do check-ins and things like that. Look, dynamics change not only within bands, they change within family structures, in people's homes, what in their extended network. I think things can happen. Life happens. And it's critical that you have a partner that's empathetic, that can understand things happen and support you. Not just say, well, that sucks,
Yeah.
but you have commitments. That sucks. You have things that you need to be accountable for. Now, we might say, hey, we've got a lot that we planned and things that we needed to get done, but we can restructure, we can replan things, or we can just say, hey, this is not the right time for this and let's come back to it. So we're constantly checking in. I think you can even tell someone's the way they are just changes, sometimes.
You can
People
see
get
it in the
distant,
eyes.
people just withdraw. And I think that,
Yeah.
especially as a person who feels a million emotions, I think
Me too.
it's very easy for me to identify when somebody's going through something that is really tough, maybe. So, if I see something online too, like sometimes people just like little notes on Instagram, I'll check in and I'll just be like, hey, are you all right? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's a friend, a partner, a person in a band, somebody that I work with in a different capacity, of somebody at a venue, whatever the case may be. Like, I think it's just important for somebody to say, like, are you all right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't post that for no reason, right? Um, and honestly, I've built a lot of relationships with people just off that interaction, just because
Yeah.
I cared enough to stop and say, like, are you okay?
Yeah. This kind of business,
So how's that?
yeah, this kind of business that you're involved with, it won't work if you're not empathetic. It just won't work for anybody.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who are not, there's a lot of people who just care about the business.
Yeah.
So,
But
I
those
think, look, we're not trying to
relationships.
separate ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm super old school in a way that I'm friends with the same people I went to kindergarten with.
That's awesome.
Like relationships matter.
Yeah, they really do.
Relationships matter. People
Yeah.
not people matter. And I don't care if you were a friend and I haven't seen you in 20 years and then I see you all of a sudden somewhere. I think it's absolutely incredible to be able to reconnect. And I believe that life puts you in that path with people on purpose when
Mhm.
you need it the most
Yeah.
sometimes, you know.
No,
So
I believe that too.
um I I like to feel, yeah, 100%. I mean, I'd like to feel like we're really kind of just vehicles here, right, on the planet a little bit. And there's
Yeah.
always a greater power somewhere kind of driving us around. But um, yeah, mental health is obviously super important for all of us. I mean, um, ironically, I'm the helper and the healer person, so I'm the one who's probably going to give others more than I would give myself. And I think that's where I sometimes have to pause and reflect and remember that, like, if I'm not 100% and I'm not totally good, then I cannot be my best, period.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't pour from an empty cup. I just
Yeah.
can't do it, right?
Yeah,
So
when you're there
why would
for
I
so
expect
many
anybody
different
else to?
Yeah, yeah, when you're there for so many different artists and bands and yeah, you have to be someone they can be
Mhm.
like, I can call her right now and have like this chat and that's the trust. And I think it's that kind of stuff that maybe the companies that aren't ran by people who are empathetic, maybe they lack a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I come from a very corporate background too, right? So, like, I know what it's like. I know what
Yeah.
it's like to be a number. I know what it's like to work in the machine, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, as a person who's been a manager and a leader and a director and all of those things in my corporate world, um, the one thing I've always tried to do is just
Yeah.
be real, you know,
How
because nobody needs that at the end of the
what was
day.
your experience with being a real one in the corporate office? How did that go for you?
Ooh, oh boy, I'm a driver,
I'm only
man.
asking
I'm
because
a driver.
yeah, I'm only asking because I'm just like I don't do well in a corporate setting at all. Mm.
Okay. So, I know how to play the game, right? So I'll play the game and I'll be a top producer and I'll win at what the things I want to win at because I'm super competitive.
Yeah,
But I
yeah, yeah.
do not deal well with people who are micromanagers at
Oh,
all.
no.
Like I'm an adult.
Right.
I'm highly educated. I don't need you to check in on me.
Why did you hire me if you don't trust me?
100%.
Yeah.
So I also really don't like doing that to other people.
Right.
Like, I really don't want to have to babysit you,
Mm.
right? Like, it's different when somebody says to you, like, hey, I want you to do that. Like, can you just remind me? Can you check in with me? Like, because I will forget. Like, that's a different thing. That's a different dynamic. That's
Right.
you and the other person having a relationship, knowing their behavior pattern, right? Whereas, like in that corporate environment where it's a trickle down micromanager environment, I'm like, nah, we're not playing
Yeah.
that game, fam. Like,
Can't
we're
do
just
it.
not, can't do it.
Yeah, it's not
All
gonna
right.
happen. I get
Yeah.
it.
I like,
100%.
no offense. I I didn't put up with that crap when I was 10 years old. I'm not putting
Mhm.
that up with that at my age now. I don't
I
like
feel
that
that. I
behavior.
feel
That's
that.
not cool with me, right?
I was the kid getting
Yeah. So,
getting kicked out of class in middle school.
okay. Well, I don't think I ever got kicked out of class, but I did get kicked out of Catholic school, so like
Okay, all right.
CCD.
Well,
So that's a different thing.
that's a different beast, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
That's a
Um,
different beast for sure, right? Yeah.
anyway, so what's the future looking like for Jupiter? What do you guys got
Gosh.
coming? What do you got coming up that you want to plug out here?
We are, I gotta tell you, we
Uh-oh.
are really trying to not No, we're like trying to not like be too cheesy on how excited we are about how things are going.
Oh, enjoy it.
We're not trying to like sit over here and like, boast or anything like that, but like hard
This
work
is
for the
your
money,
episode. That's what
right?
I want you to do.
So so here we are.
Here
No,
it is.
honestly, when I came back to this industry in October of 2025, I'm like a go big or go home person. So, like, I'm not doing this for fun, right? Like, I always joke, we're not doing this for funsies, guys. Like, this is real. This is a real thing that
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah.
And I like a little bit for the dynamic to be that people don't really know me and that people don't really know where I came from, what my background is, and like, what the heck is this chick up to, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, uh, I like that. I want to be an enigma. I want you to try to figure me out. Good luck. Um,
Mysterious.
but yes, very mysterious. We are building a team of people we trust and obviously are experienced. And we're also taking on people in our team that want to learn as well, right? We're gonna grow. We're really going to take our artists to the next level to achieve their goals and dreams, right? But at the same time, we're going to be everywhere. I want people to know, like, I might not be at this show, but I have two photographers there for
Mhm.
my other business, right? Like for the sister company. Like you're going to see our name everywhere because that's what it's all about. We
Mhm.
have a million interests, so we want to dip our little toes into everything.
Yeah.
So we're going to put people in the right places to not only do this, right, domestically, but internationally
Yeah,
and work
scouts.
with the right people to get it done.
Yeah, get some scouts out
All
in
of it.
all the places.
Well, also too, it's about building relationships. So personally for me, like if I get a good promoter in another state or a good venue contact, like I'll be your contact for life. Like whatever we do together, like I got you, right? We feed each other back and forth,
Right.
like shows and things like that. Or if I work with a really good director or a producer, I want you to know that like you're my go-to person.
Right.
So there's
Loyalty.
always going to be that relationship. 100%
Yeah.
loyalty. a hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Well, where
Yeah.
can everybody like if they wanted to keep up with all the exciting things that you're doing, where would you send them?
Ooh, gosh, I would say go to our Instagram, of course.
Yeah.
Jupiter Theory Agency. Go check out Theory Media Group. It's not something I've really pushed, but gosh, there's a lot of good show content there. Yeah, sure, you can hang out on our website and look at our event page if you want, but whatever we're really talking about, we'll be talking on Instagram. So hit us up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Follow, like, share, all the fun stuff.
All the fun things. Well, hopefully one day I will be running next to you alongside next to you at the Boston Marathon in a couple of years, huh?
Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. If I could get into
Yeah.
Boston.
After
Um,
after you run London, then we're gonna do Boston.
yes, because
And that's
again,
what's gonna happen.
if I get into London, I'm gonna die.
How's your training going, by the way?
It's going really well. I don't post about it. So, like, you know how people like post their Strava and like all that
Oh yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just can't bring myself to like be like, hey guys, I ran 10 miles today.
Yeah, at some point people are just like, you just try to make us feel like shit while we're on our phone, like
No, I don't want to do that. Like, but I eat like a friggin' rabbit. Like I'm out there running, like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm really training hard for it. Something I never thought in a million years that I would do. Ironically, I hate running, but
Yeah. It's
I
not
like
fun.
I like
I'll tell you that.
no,
It sucks.
I know, but I like doing really hard things.
Yeah. No, I
So
yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a
Af-
total like sadomasochist in a way. Like,
Totally, totally. After I ran my first one, I said I will never do this again. And then like 2 weeks later, I was like, but the LA marathon's coming up. I'm still in shape for it. Might as well just do that one too. It's
yeah,
really,
why not?
but
Sure.
I've always said though, for a half marathon too, of course,
Yeah.
like a full marathon, I really started to see this at that when I started doing the marathons. But running a marathon, it's more mental than anything else.
Hmm. Yeah,
It,
definitely.
you start to hurt, your feet start to hurt, your back starts to hurt. It's hot outside, and by the time you get to your run, it's months of beating your knees to the ground. It's rough. It's very rough.
Uh, I
And
do not have good knees, so
yeah,
that's
so
been my battle. But it is what it is.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like I said, I chose this life.
Right. All right.
So
And I think people who take on big challenges like that are the ones who, kind of
yeah,
just go for it.
totally, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, it's not for me. Let that be somebody else's thing. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna crush it, whatever. And then
Yeah.
I'll go move on to my next thing,
Right, right,
probably.
right, right, right. Be careful
Whatever
though
that
that
is.
be careful though. These runs are very addictive. They're very addictive. After you do
Well,
your first one, let me know when your next one is.
well, I told you I'm doing the Long Beach half in
That's
October,
right. That's
and
right.
then the
We
LA
already have a second one
Marathon
lined
is
up.
in March.
Well, after you run LA, let
Oh,
me know.
crazy.
Yeah, after you run LA, let me know which one you're on to next already.
You'll
Well,
see me post about it, I'm sure.
cool.
All
Cool. I'll stay updated on the
right.
socials then. Well, thank you for coming on and telling your story and all the fun
Thank
things that
you.
you're doing over there at Jupiter. And I think it's great what you guys are doing, and the mental health
Thank
aspect of
you.
what you guys are doing for your bands is way more important than people on the outside realize. So it's a
Yeah,
good thing when it's stuff
absolutely.
like this.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I know all of our bands and everybody involved in the company appreciates it. And we look forward to keeping up with your new episodes as well.